What's good? What's good? What's good, babies? I know we missed last week. Things came up. I wanted to get this out to y'all, but unfortunately, wasn't able to do that. So, what I plan to do tonight is we're gonna do the episode 1 of the blind date love. Then after this, we're gonna stop the stream, restart the stream, and then we're gonna do episode 20 of Pop the Balloon to Find Love. That's what the plan is for the night. So, yeah, we got a 2-in-1. We got a double feature tonight. But without further ado, we already know what we're here for. If y'all want one-on-one consultation, link will be in the description, depending on the first comment. Um, join Discord. I'm gonna keep saying that. Join the Discord. Discord will be in the description. If you don't have Discord or you're not familiar with it, you're gonna have to download the app, follow the prompts, and then we'll be in there. But we can waste more time. Let's go straight into it. I like this little tone better.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's your host Arlette and we are here today with Blind Date Love. Now before we begin, if you'd like to be featured in any of these upcoming episodes, the submission form will be linked in the description box below. Make sure you go ahead and fill that out. Now this is going to be separate from Pop the Balloon. So if you want to be featured in this specific segment of Blind Date Love, go ahead and click on that submission form below, just to go ahead and be considered, and we'd love to have you on. So let's go ahead and get started. As you see here, we do have our wonderful single lady next to me. I'm gonna go ahead and have you introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Sherelle. I'm 22. I'm an architectural drafter. So I came on the show today like I'm ready to find love. So I'm really excited.
Okay, just so the guys can know a little bit more about you, what are some things you like to do for fun?
Yeah, so a lot of my spare time is usually spent with my friends or my family, but personally my own hobbies, I've recently been getting into DJing.
Okay.
I don't do it in public yet, but and that's something I like to do for fun, and going to the gym, that's just my usual go-to right now.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we do have 5 single men on the other side of this curtain. I know they're just waiting to hear more about you and you more about them.
Absolutely.
And we do see here you have a set of questions.
I do.
And we're going to go through each round. You're going to ask them a couple of questions, whatever it is, get to know them. And after each round, I'm going to have you eliminate a guy until we are down to your match.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes, I am.
Guys,
so
are we
excited.
ready? Are we ready over there?
Most definitely.
Yes.
Okay. They don't sound ready to me, but whatever. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and have you start with your first question.
So my first question is can you state a fun fact about yourself, or just anything to let me get to know you more?
And let's start with your name and age as well. So we'll start with contestant number 1.
Hey, I'm contestant number 1. My name is Rich. I'm 25 years old. And I would say a fun fact for me would be being involved with kids. I love the community, so that's something that I'm most definitely interested in. Just being able to connect with children and to provide resources to people that are less fortunate.
Yeah, that's really sweet.
Contestant number 2.
I'm contestant number 2. I'm Andre. I'm 30. A fun fact about me is I like to make clothes. I taught myself how to sew. I taught myself how to do for a lot of things. I like to be very hands-on with stuff.
And now for contestant number 3.
Contestant number 3, my name is James. What I like to do is mobile bartend. I run my own mobile bartending business. Been doing that for about a year and a half, and I really enjoy it.
Now contestant number 4.
Contestant number 4, my name is Tavier. I love to make music, love all things music, love to go to concerts, festivals, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. And contestant number 5.
Hi, I'm contestant number 5. My name is Kai. A fun fact about me, I guess, I love cars. I'm also an entrepreneur. I just bought my first water and ice store. Yeah, I don't know. Loads of big money.
Okay. All right. Nice to meet you all. I'm very
Yeah, nice to meet them.
Okay, go ahead and take it off with your next question for
Yeah,
them.
so definitely something I want to know about you guys is, have you ever cheated? And do you think it's like a deal breaker in a relationship?
Okay, we're jumping right on in.
Yeah.
Let's start with
Getting
contestant number
serious.
1.
Contestant number 1, in my younger years, of course, cheating is something that you do because you learn in a relationship. But in the older years, I wouldn't say so. So no. And then a deal breaker, would cheating be a deal breaker? What form of cheating? If you're communicating with someone else, I kind of feel like I'm someone who is a great man, so I don't necessarily kind of want to give in to that in a sense. But it's like, if you're so involved with me, there shouldn't be nobody else.
Okay.
Okay. Contestant number 2.
Contestant number 2, no, I never cheated, and it's definitely a deal breaker with me. Like, I don't share.
All right. And contestant number 3.
Contestant number 3,
Now check it out. Do you honestly, me personally, I don't think that anybody's going to admit to cheating, because a lot of the times when people cheat, they feel like it's justified. More so with the ladies, they feel it's justified. No, I'm just messing. But when people cheat, I feel like, or I think as though they feel like they had the grounds to do whatever they were doing, so they're not gonna come out and outright say they were cheating. Like, even when they do like the polls or the statistics, people are supposed to give their honest opinion, and the numbers are suspiciously low, and you're like, so we got all of these people, we got this many faithful people in this world. Maybe it's not as bad as we think it is, but these people are still not telling the truth or being fully honest, because either A, they don't feel as though they were cheating, B, they feel as though they had the grounds to cheat, so they're not gonna outright say, oh, they cheated, or they feel like, okay, they did this, so I did that, like some type of tit for tat type thing. But nobody's gonna just, I don't think, wholeheartedly come out and be like, yeah, I cheated, I'm a cheater, so what? You know what I'm saying? But let's keep going.
3, yes, I have cheated. I don't think it's a deal breaker. I feel like it depends on the relationship, working on it, getting through it together, and just growing. And if you guys got to go your separate ways or move forward with it together, then, that's what you got to do.
Okay. Contestant number 4.
Contestant number 4, honestly speaking, I don't understand the reason to cheat, because, for me, I get in relationships because I, aspire that relationship. I want that relationship. So, personally, I haven't done that, but, and I do think it's a deal breaker, because if you've cheated once, you're probably going to do it again. So,
Okay. And contestant number 5.
Contestant number 5, personally, I've never cheated. I do think it's a deal breaker, but I feel like it's a choice. If you chose to make that decision, step out on me, you willingly and, consciously made that decision. So you weren't thinking about me or how I would feel. So personally, it is a deal breaker for me, because if it were me, I would just leave personally.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and throw in one more question in this round, and then we're going to go ahead and...
So my last question for this round is, how open are you to therapy and issues related to mental health in men?
Okay, let's switch it up. Let's start with contestant number 5 first.
Ooh, contestant number 5. Sorry. My parents worked in the behavioral health field, so I'm always open to have kind of hip to it. I'm not against therapy. I just hope it's for the right reasons. It's not trying to like, prove a point or try and get over on somebody of like, pointing out their downfalls or where they lack. But I'm definitely, down for it.
Okay. Contestant number 4.
I'm contestant number 4. I think therapy is very important for everybody. And personally speaking, I've dealt with some issues that, I needed therapy myself with, but didn't really go seek that. So I, feel like that's very important for everybody to do, to experience. So, yeah.
Okay. Number 3.
And let me elaborate also. Therapy can be a very good tool to use. You don't have to be hanging on by a thread. You don't have to be in a deep depressive state or been going through things and having trauma after trauma after trauma happen to you for you to get into therapy or to enroll in therapy and want to have somebody talk to you and talk to your problems. Because this is the thing. Oftentimes people want to wait until it's too late. Right. Well, it's never too late, but I put it this way. They'll want to wait until something happens, something traumatic happens to them, or they feel as though they need to seek help when something has already happened, when you could just have therapy or have someone to talk to, and you don't have to go to a professional. Like you could just go to a family member, right, that just understands, is relatable, and can relate to your struggles. You feel what I'm saying? Or if they haven't related to it, they can empathize or sympathize with you. Feel me? You don't have to seek professional help, but the professional may have other ways, better ways of you to cope with what you're going through. So I say that to say, don't always wait until you're going through something to seek therapy, because therapy could keep you from going over the ledge. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes that's all it takes is just one conversation or someone to just talk you off that limb before you do something that could potentially, ruin your life, or ruin someone else's life, or ruin multiple lives in the moment because you had a moment of weakness. So seek help while it's not to the point where you feel as though you could potentially do something, right? That could be life altering. That's all I'm saying. But let's get back into it.
Contestant number 3, I think mental health is really important, but I'm not the type to really go to therapy right now. I'm open to it, but I'd rather just communicate and see where it is with it.
Contestant 2, I would say I'm open to it. I've actually been to therapy when I was in the military, so yeah, it's definitely helped me out. So I wouldn't mind going. Like if I had a problem, wouldn't mind going to seek therapy.
Okay. And number 1.
Contestant number 1, I say I'm most definitely open to therapy. I've been in therapy. I do social work as well, and so I'm helping people out all the time. And so even healing journals, Black men healing journals, if those individuals who never had one get one. So I'm all in support of mental health.
All right. I know you heard a lot.
I did hear a lot.
So unfortunately, it is time where we do have to eliminate someone from, our lineup of men.
Yeah.
From the 5 different guys we've heard, whose answers weren't you really resonating with?
I think for me, the person I wasn't resonating with the most was contestant number 3.
Okay.
Reasons is the cheating, and I don't think that's something in a relationship that you can necessarily jump back. I'm sorry.
Like backpedal from,
Yeah,
recover
I
from, I
just
guess.
don't think that's something you can necessarily work through. So yeah, that's my reasoning. And
Okay, so we're eliminating contestant number 3.
contestant number 3.
Okay,
Yes.
contestant number 3, let's have you come on out. If you want to go right on over there. All right, so if you want to remind us of your name again.
James.
James, okay. So James, she ended up eliminating you because of, the cheating thing and all of that. If you want to kind of elaborate on what you stated a little bit more, or do you understand where she's coming from
I
as well?
understand where she's coming from. I
Yeah.
feel like it's a deal breaker for a lot of people. Like I said, it depends on the relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
Well, we do thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. I
so much.
Thank you
appreciate
for your
it.
time.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Okay, that was our first elimination.
That was our first elimination.
Let's go ahead and move on to round 2. Hit them with their
Okay,
first question.
yeah. So my first question for the second round for you guys is, do you prefer a partner that's more similar to you or different?
Okay, let's start with contestant number 1.
Contestant number 1, I would say it kind of depends. I feel like differences can make each other better, but also those similarities are important as well because I want to do things with you. I want to go places with you, but we do have differences. Then I would be comfortable with learning what you like, and then you learning what I like, and then we do it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, contestant number 2.
Contestant number 2, I would say it kind of, yeah, just depends on the relationship. Obviously, we would have to have some things that are different so that I would be able to get to know you and you would be able to get to know me. But on the other hand, we would definitely share some of the same things as well because, I mean, if we're going to be working on something or a relationship, we are obviously going to have some of the same interests. But it's kind of going to go both ways.
All right, and contestant number 4.
I'm contestant number 4. I'll just say, pretty similar to these guys.
Balance. If you want to sum it all into one word, you want to have that balance. You want someone that is similar enough. Y'all want to have that chemistry. Y'all want to have some things that are alike about each other that y'all can bond on or bond with, but also you don't want them like a mirror image of you. You want to be able to experience some new things, and then vice versa. Y'all want to be able to have a healthy mix of similarities and non-similarities, if that makes sense. But let's keep going.
It does really depend. For me, I find like the more you're similar with somebody, the more you can connect with them. So for me, I like to make music and do all things music related. So I like to go to concerts, festivals, do fun things, you know what I mean? And if you're not into that, it might just it might hinder our relationship just slightly. But I'm open to anything, to be honest with you. So
Okay.
And number 5.
Contestant number 5. I'm kind of agree with everybody else. I do like the mix of the two, but I do like having differences. I feel like me personally, I like to hear like a different side of a story or a different view. Especially me, I'm very used to kind of hearing people being the same, similar, same idea. So I like hearing that, that other perspective on it, personally. But yeah.
All right, good responses.
Yeah.
Let's hit them with another question.
Okay, so my second question for you guys is, what sets you apart from other men in today's dating culture?
Okay, let's switch it up. Let's start in the middle of the lineup. Let's start with number 2.
All right, contestant number 2, I would say what makes me different is I'm pretty hands-on and you don't have to tell me stuff. Like, I pay attention to detail. And then, like, my background and, just things that I've been through, as far as, like, growing up around women, I was brought up around women. So, like, I just kind of, I have more of a caring side. I'm not just, like, out here just, with no feelings or, like, I actually think about my actions and stuff. And I'm the type, like, I don't do stuff that I don't want done to me because, like, I take things to the heart. So once I'm not feeling a certain way about you anymore, like, it ain't no coming back from that. So I kind of try to keep that in mind as far as, like,
Make sure y'all like the video, comment, subscribe. Let's get it.
I'm moving to, so I wouldn't want to
and
do
share.
anything that I wouldn't want you to do to me, pretty much.
Okay. All right, and let's hear from number 5.
What sets me aside, I feel like I'm my own person. So as far as like making decisions or just really, I feel like I've gotten as far as I've gotten based off my own experience and my own decisions I make. I'm not easily influenced, and if it's something I want to do, I'm gonna do it. Obviously, consideration to like who I'm with, but I'm not like a follower. I make my own way, my own motion. So if I mess up, that's on me. I don't have to like drag anybody down with me. Like, I don't know, open my own 2 businesses by myself. I bought my dream car at 24. I just feel like I've just been moving at my own pace, doing my own thing. So I'm not really into like the other limelight or anything like that.
Okay, and number 4.
Contestant number 4. Ultimately, what makes me different is that I'm looking for marriage, to be real. Somebody I can build with, grow with, have kids with, spend the rest of my life with. So this is not just like a dating show for me. It's like, I want to get to know you. I want to know what you like, what you don't like, and hopefully, the connection builds and builds and builds so we, can further that relationship and ultimately just grow together in harmony on one accord. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
And contestant number 1.
Contestant number 1. I would say for me, just attention to detail. I think what makes me different is just I enjoy paying attention to detail, being deliberate in what I do. And so with that being said, like everything that we're going to set out to do, we're going to be the best to do it. So whatever dreams you have, we're going to conquer those. Whatever dreams I have, we're going to conquer those. And just like contestant 4 said, you date to marry. So that's the intention. And so with the intentionality and us coming together, what's stopping us?
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right,
You know
let's throw
what?
one more question.
I'm just gonna make my call right now. I'm gonna put my bid in right now, right here, right now. Contestant number 1, dude with the blue shirt on, he got her. Like his every response has been hitting, every single one of them. Number 2, he's a little shaky with his responses. Like he's not straightforward. He's like beating around the bush with it. 3, 4, they're okay. Well, I guess they're 3 and 4 now. Contestant number 5, there's the 5th one got eliminated, but yeah, number 1, he got it for sure.
Into this round.
Okay, so another question I want to know from you guys is, what do you think is your biggest red flaw or flag?
Okay. Let's start with contestant number 1.
Contestant number 1, my biggest red flag, it would be my heart. My heart put me in bad spots of just kind of people who do me wrong to be able to continue on and love them. And I think sometimes they can get you taken advantage of.
Okay. Contestant number 2.
Contestant number 2, I would say the same thing, kind of like just my heart for real. Like I be just too caring, and like I look past a lot of stuff. I give way too many second chances, and like I like to be for my people. So if I mess with you, I'm gonna give you 1,000 chances before I really just be like, all right, I'm done. So that's kind of like my biggest flaw right there.
Okay. Number 4.
I'm not trying to steal their answers or anything, but honestly, it is my heart because I feel like I'm a very nice person sometimes, and then that kind of comes off and rubs off in the wrong way with certain people. So I just try to avoid doing that. You know what I mean? Because whoever I'm dating or pursuing to marry, that's who I want to be with. So I don't want anything else to come in between that. So yeah, I'll just say it's my heart, my caring nature. It's how my family is. It's how I grew up. So can't help it, but I'm working on it.
Okay. And our last guy, contestant number 5.
Contestant number 5, I feel like for me, it's probably going to be like my personality. I'm a people's person, so I do network, and it's easy for me to talk to people and kind of like, get my way or meet myself into a room. I feel like that, especially for if I'm going to be with somebody, I feel like they have to be able to understand that and know that like, I'm not like a quiet person, so I am going to be out networking. And I feel like, they just have to be strong enough and, have enough security to be able to withstand that and know that I do talk. I'm not like a very quiet person. It's gotten me into rooms I wouldn't have gotten if I was quiet. So I just feel like it just needs to be respected. Like, if I'm moving a certain way and I'm trying to do certain things, I expect you to understand that and allow me to do what I need to do to make sure we're good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. That was round 2.
That's round 2.
So it's time to eliminate someone. Who are you leaning towards eliminating?
I
2.
am leaning towards contestant number 1. I'm just kind of not feeling that initial draw to him.
Okay.
What?
So yeah, that's my reasoning today.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to have you stand on over there, and let's go ahead and bring out contestant number 1. Hello. You can remind us of your name again?
Eliminated number
Rich.
1.
Rich. Okay, Rich. So she ended up eliminating you. I think she said she wasn't really feeling your responses. How do you feel now that you've seen her? How do you feel now that you've seen him? Like, what's going through your heads?
I mean, very beautiful.
I don't understand his responses. Let me know if I'm wrong. Contestant number 1, his responses were spot on. Pretty much everyone was piggybacking off of his responses. Contestant number 2 and contestant number 4 sound like little boys. And she said she's not feeling attracted to him. She doesn't see him All she hears is his voice and his responses. How are you not feeling the attraction? Maybe she meant, I don't think she meant number one. Maybe she meant another one. I think she's a little off. She got her numbers mixed up.
Well, I mean, you got to be yourself and be honest. So that's how I move.
Absolutely.
Was there anything specific he said that you were like, oh no?
No, I think I was just kind of leaning more towards other responses versus his. So obviously, I don't want to waste your time if I'm not.
How are you leaning towards other responses when the other responses were responses from him in a different way? They all said the same thing. All four of them, well, the first three said the same exact thing, just altered, slightly different. But contestant number one said it the best. Come on, man.
Not getting that initial like impression or spark, so that's my reasoning today.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much
All
for
right,
coming
thank
on,
you.
Rich.
Appreciate
All
y'all.
right, let's go ahead and move on up. All right, so we are now left with contestant number 2, 4, and 5.
yeah.
Yep. Okay, we're down to our 3 remaining guys. Let's go ahead and go on to round 3.
My first question for you guys will be like, what is your favorite pastime?
Okay, let's start with contestant number 2.
My favorite pastime would be working on my businesses. So I own a clothing line, so I like to make clothes. I make a lot of clothes from scratch. I like to think of a lot of new designs for upcoming seasons and stuff I want to drop. I also breed French Bulldogs, so I be with my dogs a lot. Or, I do trucking as well, so I own a trucking company, so I like to take a drive. I'll take a drive at night and pretty much just get out, see the scenery, relax, just enjoy my time, peaceful time. I kind of like to, just be in my own little area, just, doing my own thing, not too much going out or anything. I like to, find activities or something or, really just work on myself for real.
Oh my gosh, bro. He just fucking going on and on. Wah, 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 wah. And she like his response is better? What you telling me? You like them responses better? Clear, cut, and concise. That's all it takes, bro. You just going on and on. I own French Bulldogs. I breed them. I own a trucking company. I do my clothes. Like, pick one. Shut up.
If I'm gonna pass time, I at least want to work on myself and go ahead further, continue chasing my goals and get into where I want to go.
Okay, thank you. Let's hear from contestant number 4.
I would say my favorite pastime is traveling. I really, really, really love to travel because there's so much beauty in traveling. Get to meet new people, network, try new cuisines and all that different kind of stuff. And I like to do a lot of adrenaline rushing things while I'm traveling or, while I'm at home too. But yeah, I would just say overall, I really, really love to travel and go see new things, different things, because the world is so big and there's so many people in the world. So it's like, why not experience it, and learn it for yourself. And it also opens your mind to new things, new people, how they act versus how you act, because a lot of us can be very, very limited to our current situations or environments. And that's one thing I dislike, is to just have a one-sided mind. I like to be open to all people, understand all people. So traveling helps me open up and learn new things, see new things, taste new things, do new things, all the above.
Okay, thank you. And let's hear from contestant number 5.
Contestant number 5, I do love the gym. I feel like that's like the greatest outlet in the world. I feel like we deal with all types of problems every day in our lives. I just feel like we all need to have a good positive outlet. Besides that, I'm gonna go back to my car. I love my car. I bought a Hellcat. I love it. It's the best thing in the world. I do like what contestant number 4 said, traveling. Traveling is great. It's nice to see the world, especially for how big it is. Especially when you live like in a local area and you haven't really been out, you don't understand how big the world is. Like when I went to Paris, opened my mind. I'm like, yo, this is real. Like this world is a real thing. So definitely the gym, my car, and traveling for sure. Pastime.
Okay.
I definitely felt them on the traveling part as well. Me myself, I've been to 26 countries. So I completely understand. I think it definitely opens your mind to new worlds and just gets yourself out of that bubble of, living here in the US. Like So yeah, it was really great to hear.
Nice.
My next question for you guys though is, if you could take me anywhere on a first date, where would you choose and why?
Okay, let's start with contestant number 4.
Um, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like doing things that build core memories for us. So, um, I know how to cook, so I'd like to cook for you. Take you home. We can go to the movies, do whatever activity we both enjoy doing together. I definitely want to do that. But apart from that, if that's not something that's in the picture, I would say, a fancy dinner because we gotta pop out because we that couple. But other than that, picnic in the park is cool too. I can cook some food. We can go to the park. Enjoy that. Watch the sunset.
Romantic.
Nature, all that good stuff. So I'll just say anything that's really building core memories. Whoever I'm getting
Talking
to
too damn much,
know,
bro.
I want to know what you like. So by the time we're doing these dates and things like that, I will already have like a mental picture of what's gonna make you smile, what's gonna make you laugh, and all that stuff. So
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and hear from contestant number 5.
Contestant number 5, for a first date, I like to have fun, and especially if I don't know you, you don't know me, we need to meet on a neutral ground. So I would probably find like a little cool speakeasy, trying to show you a little something different, a little hole in the wall type of vibe. Yeah, I like them speakeasies. There's a few of them out here, so definitely probably there, a restaurant, something. I mean, yeah, I'd probably go the speakeasy route and get a little snack. Be
Okay.
cool.
Okay. And contestant number 1. I'm sorry, contestant number 2.
Contestant number 2, it would kind of just depend, once we started texting and I kind of felt the vibe, kind of see which way I would more lean towards. But I would say something like outdoors, like something cool, like cool vibe, something not too, nothing like no club or nothing, or just something that we could both at least have a conversation at and, like enjoy the vibe and, see some scenery or something. Might go somewhere. It might be a little something fun at the end of the night, like, like some arcade type vibe or some type of activity
Shut up! Oh my gosh, bro.
or something that, we could just chill out, hang out, nothing too much high pressure or nothing, something relaxed, so we could actually get to know each other and it's not, so much pressure and so tense, just come and have fun and, just really feel each other out.
All right, we have one more question for this round.
So my final question for this round is, why do you think most relationships fail today?
Okay, let's start with contestant number 2.
Miscommunication.
Love that question.
I would say social media for sure. Social media is like it has everyone thinking it's just so much out there that it's not. And then like a lot of people are really just into the hype right now. Everyone is just so focused on not missing out on something and they think that they're gonna miss out on something. So it like kind of tends to make people do things that you wouldn't even normally do or even really want to do, but you just don't want to miss out and you want to be a part of the vibe or the whatever scene is going on. So I would definitely say like social media is a part and like just like
That's
not
it.
being
Stop.
present
Stop right there.
versus
Stop your head.
being
Stop.
just in a whole nother world instead of being where you are.
That was his best
And
response yet.
contestant number 5.
Contestant number 5, I'm definitely gonna agree on the social media part. I also think music has a part to play into this. I feel like nobody really thinks for themselves nowadays, and it's like somebody's favorite artist says something, they're gonna automatically believe it and go through it. And I just feel like it's just not like, for example, if you go out, you're gonna see the same people going out. But if you look at it on social media, it looks lit. But if you see them at the club, they're just standing around like just doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, it looks cool, but if you're really there, if you really know what's going on, you're gonna be like, yo, it's not really what's going on. So I definitely agree. Social media and music is just jading everybody's minds, and it's not how the real world works. It's just not. So social media and music is what I'm gonna say. Nobody really thinks for themselves anymore.
Okay. And contestant number 4.
I'll keep it short, but basically, I'll say lack of communication. It's very, very big to communicate when you're in a relationship, because when you think about it, you're gonna get married to this person, hopefully, and if that happens, things aren't always going to be so bright. So, the best way to solve those issues, those problems, is to communicate.
The hell?
And, I found like a lot of my friends, a lot of people I'm around, have problems with the relationships just because they're going to other people to talk about this and that their significant other did. And it's like, if you would have just went to your significant other the first time, you probably wouldn't have had that issue, that problem, whatever the case may be. You could have solved it in the blink of an eye, but because you decided to go to social media, like my boy said, or, you listen to the music and let that influence you, or whatever the case may be, it's like, it's not gonna work even if you don't do those things and you don't have communication. You got to have communication overall.
All right. It is the end of this round.
It is the end of the round.
I know those are pretty good responses.
These are great responses.
Unfortunately, we do have to get rid of one of those guys. We got to eliminate him.
So the person I'm picking this
5,
round to
4.
eliminate will be contestant number 2.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to have you stand on over
That was
there.
his best response. What the fuck?
Emotional damage.
Wrong one. Fuck is wrong with this woman, man? That was his best response yet, and she gets eliminated. Number 4 or 5, I don't know, I think he's 5. Number 5 piggybacked off of him. But you're going to eliminate number 2 because of his best yet response.
And contestant number 2, let me have you come on out.
Wow.
All right, you can stand right over there. Okay, so why did we lean towards eliminating contestant number 2?
I think for me, when it came around to that date question, I kind of feel like it was not really like a lot of effort thought or put into it when it came to what could possibly be done. But that's just me. Like, I'm definitely like a more outgoing girl, I feel like. So I don't know. I just feel like
Just wanted a
I
little
didn't really
more-
resonate that much with your answer today.
Okay. All right. And then, sorry, if you can remind us of your name again.
Andre.
Oh, Andre, you don't got a mic?
I got it.
Oh, there you go.
Andre.
Andre, okay. Well, Andre, we do thank you so much for coming on. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we are in our final round.
Final round.
Final round. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on to our questions. We do have contestant 4 and 5 left, so let's
Okay.
hit in with the first question.
So what I would like to know is, what is the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
Ooh, okay. Contestant number 4.
I've done a lot of spontaneous things. So, for example, I drove myself across the country, changed my life. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, originally from Kenya, but I moved to LA and I drove myself over there to pursue my dreams and my career. But I will say the biggest thing I've done was, I would say, well, I'm gonna give you 2. I flew out of the country alone to London, had the best experience of my life. But the biggest thing I wanted to say was I jumped off like one of the buildings in Las Vegas. It's called the Strat Tower. It really boosted my confidence. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I can do anything. Like I'm fearful. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, yeah.
All right, contestant number 5, let's hear from you.
Contestant number 5, geez. The most spontaneous thing I think I've ever done was kind of the same thing he did, traveled a little bit. Went to Paris for a week, then took a train to Amsterdam, was there for a week. You know, that traveling stuff and going out the country was really just a nice break from everything. But that's probably the most spontaneous thing. I was like, yeah, let me get my passport,
Welcome to the
start
shit, welcome to
checking
the
off
shit.
these countries, getting these stamps. Went to Jamaica too, but nothing compared. I was out in Paris for Fashion Week, so I was like, I gotta go. I need to get lit, and that's what I did. It was, yeah.
Okay.
What would you say is the most spontaneous thing you've done?
Oh, wow.
She said, I wasn't expecting this.
I feel like I've done a lot in my life, but kind of piggybacking off of like them is just definitely being able to solo travel, as well as like with my best friend. We actually share the same birthday, so we always travel together, and I feel like my times with her are just always so grand, and I'm so appreciative of the time we have together. So I would say like my times with her is always just so spontaneous. It's just I love it. Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and start off with that second question.
So my second question is like, what's a long-term goal you guys would like to achieve?
Okay, let's start with contestant 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. Contestant number 5. Definitely financial freedom. Um, I do not like stress. I mean, I know it's a part of like everyday life, but I know like me personally, I like to, have a good time. So I would love to be. I understand financial freedom is not necessarily like super duper tin, but I would love to just be able to do whatever I want. I just feel like I don't want to stress about bills, yada yada. So I definitely think a long term goal is to get myself good now. So in the long run, I don't really have to worry about stuff like like I said, I just bought my dream car at 24. I'm about to be 25, so I kind of let you know where I plan on heading. So I'm just like, I don't really care about, the fun stuff now. Like I can do that later on if I just play on my cards right. So right now it's time to grind and build my legacy. So when I do decide to settle down, have kids and everything, I can do that without, really having to worry about it. So definitely financial freedom for sure.
Okay, contestant number 4.
Honestly, I'm really, really, really interested in building a family because that's just something I didn't grow up with like a lot around me. As far as like intermediate family, I didn't grow up with a lot of that around me, but I have always had like cousins and aunties and uncles and stuff around me. But ultimately, it's just getting to where God wants me to be urgently because life is really, really short. And when you think about it, there really is no time. Like, there's no time at all to do anything. So I just want to do everything that I'm supposed to do, everything that I'm meant to do while I'm here. And I want to
Not enough
succeed
of it.
and strive to that at the fullest of my capabilities, basically.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, next question.
So my final question for this round is, how do you like to show your affection to the people you care about?
Okay, contestant number 4.
Quality time. Whoever I love is someone that I want to be around. So if that's you, then I just want to be around you and spoil you, treat you to what you like to do. But, that goes vice versa. We do that towards each other, which builds a better relationship versus one person just doing something. But honestly, it's quality time, getting to know my partner because you can never know someone 100%. There's always something that you're going to miss or something that you need to know that you didn't know, something you can do better. And I know everyone likes attention, everyone, in general. So showing that girl, that woman.
Especially the ladies. They love attention, right? I think the best love language would be quality time because time you can't get that back. Time is your most valuable asset in this life. Money, you spend that, you get that back. You can spend it all day long, you get that back. You can get more. Right? It's readily available. It's enough money for everybody out here. But time don't stop for nobody. You're not gonna never get that back. You have to buy your time back eventually. So quality time I think is right up there. Let's get back into it.
Attention is very important for me because I know without that, there's a lot of problems that can, that can hinder your relationship and whatever the case may be. And I don't want any problems in my relationship. So it's just quality time, attention, and yeah, just love and care, really.
Okay. All right, let's hear from contestant 5.
I think for me, showing my affection, like I said, I was raised a certain way. So it's definitely going to be, I hate to say it, a little bit more on the materialistic side. I'm definitely in tune with my affections and obviously being able to speak. But I know me, like I said, I like nice things. So if you buy me some nice thing, that's my love language. So I'm going to reciprocate that to you as well as, as well as a verbal and like reassure you side. Quality time for sure. It's just, I like you. I'm gonna buy you a bag or something, But that's only if you my girl. That's only if you my girl, though. Like, no, whatever. So, but definitely I look nice. I want you to look nice. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of it.
So
All right.
Tough one.
We're down to our last two guys.
Our last two men.
Elimination time. Which one out of these two contestants, all of the responses really resonated with you? You loved what you heard, whatever it may be.
So pick
Which one
number
out of
3.
these two are we eliminating?
I think for me, it'll be contestant number 5.
Okay.
I think overall, I was kind of leaning towards the other person more, and just like the attention to detail and just like the intention of what you want going into a relationship and building that bond with the person. So I think the other person's answers resonated with me more
Okay.
versus contestant number 5 today.
All right, let
Both
me have
great.
You can go ahead and stand on over there. All right, contestant number 5, come on out.
Good luck, man.
All right, I'll have you stand there. Okay, if you want to remind us of your name again.
Hi, my name is Kai.
Kai, okay. So you did end up eliminating him. Was there anything specific he said that you were like, oh, you know what? I'm definitely going to steer more towards contestant number 4?
I think it was kind of your last comment on my final answer in terms of the materialistic. I love gifts. I love giving gifts to my friends and my family. It's also another love language of mine, but I think like that bond is much more important to me than, you know, the other stuff.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said I was like, I was raised a certain way, so like I understand my
Yeah.
view is gonna be a little different, but
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We
Thank
appreciate you.
Nice meeting you as well.
Okay, you can stay right on there, girl. Okay, so you did end up picking contestant number 4.
I did.
So let's go ahead and bring out your match. Come on out.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'll have you just stand over
Sherelle.
here.
Sherelle, I'm
Sherelle.
Tavia.
Tavia, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you're beautiful.
Thank
Okay.
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
So I know you said a lot of his responses like really resonated with you. What really like sealed the deal for you?
I just think like how I don't know, the way you articulated things, like that's just kind of how even I would respond to some of like my answers I asked today. And also your view on like mental health and everything, like that's so important to me. I'm a big advocacy for therapy. So yeah, I think that's just my final,
Okay.
I was just like, okay, like I think I'm leaning more towards this way, and I think like just as we went on, that's just kind of sealed the deal for me.
All right. So now you see your day. How are you feeling? How are you feeling, sir?
Mr. Money Man. I'm just playing. No, but she's a beautiful young lady.
Yeah.
I loved your responses too when she did ask you, some questions. I really like your vibe and everything like that. You have a beautiful smile as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
Yeah, we're real happy.
All right. Well, I can't wait to hear about this follow up.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope we get lots of dates and we hear good stuff.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
really, really happy for you too.
can we go
you.
skydiving?
Oh.
I'm just playing.
Perhaps.
All right. You guys keep going on.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning.
All right, man. Give me some final thoughts up in here real quick. Yeah, I just feel as though if this was Pop the Balloon and she was one of the contestants on Pop the Balloon, this would have went a lot differently. But since you couldn't see the person's physical and physique and all of that, you couldn't pretty much read their body language and all of that. There's not much to go off but the responses. And, me personally, I feel as though contestant number 1, which who got eliminated second, should have been her match for real. And I think she realized that she made a mistake. Not saying that any of these guys were unattractive or anything, but contestant number 1, for how he looked and his responses, I think he was just chef's kiss for her particularly. But I don't know. But I do know one thing though. It's your boy Alex. Make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe. Make sure y'all dot your I's, cross your T's. Now we're not finished. We're going to end the stream, and then we're going to move over to episode 20 of Pop the Balloon. Or Find Love, excuse me. So, yeah, y'all stay tuned for that, and I'll see y'all in a little bit.